It's not very often that we do part 2s on the Wrestling Rundown, but we're giving you one right now. It's Royal Rumble / Raw, part 2.
Shouldn't it be Raw / Royal Rumble part 2? Because it's not part 2 of Raw.
Royal Rumble part 2 / Raw.
There you
go. On the Wrestling Rundown, episode 33.
Yeah, and if you watched part 1, we talked about all the matches leading up to the triple threat title match at the Rumble. So we talked about pre-show and all the other tag team matches.
What?
All tag team matches.
No singles matches at the Rumble.
No.
All tag team matches except for the triple threat and the Royal Rumble.
What we don't know is Teddy Long wrote the card for this pay-per-view.
He Teddy Long the whole...
He Teddy Longed all of the shit.
Yeah.
What you didn't know was it was actually 15 on 15 in the Royal Rumble.
It was.
So, Brock Lesnar had match of the night.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen often.
It's weird to say.
It's his redemption from last year's Royal Rumble shitty chair mauling of the Big Show fiasco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Royal Rumble chair massacre of 2014.
This match was awesome. Like,
it was stuff.
I did
it was
not
also stuffed full of stuff.
I did not expect it to be this good. I was definitely, we were all a bit more excited once Seth Rollins got added to the mix.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, all three of them really pulled their weight in this match.
Yep.
It wasn't heavily weighed on anyone. Everyone was super strong in this.
I get a kick out of right off the bat when the bell rings, Seth Rollins just ducks out of the ring.
Yeah.
And didn't Brock go straight for a German on
Yep.
Yeah.
Cena?
Yeah. It's
like immediately.
They both started going towards Rollins. Rollins got out of the ring. Cena got to the ring, like the ropes first, and so Lesnar came in behind him and popped him over for a German suplex twice before Rollins even got in the ring.
Yeah. Speaking of German suplex, there was one German suplex on Rollins. I think it was about halfway through the match, or maybe like towards like the first third of it.
It was Rollins' second German.
You know which one I'm talking about?
The one where he freaking
lands on his
died
shoulder.
On his shoulder.
Yeah, I feel like because Lesnar picks him up, and he's like going for it, and like I felt like Rollins was trying to get the right footing to where he could like throw himself and do the backflip to make it look big. But like Brock was just like, no, fuck you. I don't care what it looks like, and just dumps him.
German of the night went to when Brock German suplex both Jay and Jay security.
Oh yeah, the double German. This fucking, they both landed on their fucking heads on that.
Yeah,
that was gnarly.
Yeah, we the Rumble party we had at my house, we kept laughing that every time the camera was on the outside, J&J security were down literally 90% of the match.
Yeah.
I felt like they were trying to hide like Kane did last year.
They were down until they came in to attack Cena later in the match.
And they got the
double FU.
Yeah.
So, note to self for J&J security: stop trying to attack people in the middle of the matches. You get double moved.
And don't attack them
frequently.
Like, this is the one time, like, in movies and stuff like that, like, why is everyone attacking one at a time? Just fucking go at the same time.
Yeah.
Not for J&J.
Yeah.
They should go one at a time.
They need to attack separately.
And with weapons.
Because they get fucked up.
I want to see them try to attack Dean Ambrose and him to double DDT them.
So and then the one thing that when I was watching it with all the people over my place, we got really kind of excited and nervous at the same time because we had the spot, I think right after that awkward German suplex, that like Rollins starts trying to hit Lesnar, and Lesnar grabs him and just slides him out of the ring.
Yeah.
And then he like hits Cena, and Cena falls out of the ring. Or like he chucks Cena, and Cena goes out of the ring, and Cena lands next to Rollins, and Lesnar's in the ring by himself. And we all thought Lesnar was about to try and die.
It would have been terrible, but hilarious to me because I hate Brock Lesnar. If he went for the dive And Cena and Rollins, instead of catching him, were just like, nope.
Fuck it. Yeah. That would have, like, fucking Brock Lesnar just runs. Springboard, fucking shooting star press. Hits them both. And, I don't think I got the inkling that he was going to dive, just because I think he learned his lesson after WrestleMania 19.
Well, I had flashbacks to the Extreme Rules match with Cena. Where he did that over the top rope crossbody onto Cena, who was standing on the apron kind of thing.
Tripped himself on the top rope. It was,
because that was a scary looking thing.
It was.
Well, and they had the stairs in the ring for that. He jumped off the. Yeah, it was fucking weird.
Yeah.
I thought something similar to that was going to happen. But yeah, Lesnar was like a robot.
Yeah.
Crazy robot Lesnar for the first portion of this match. And then, I want to go over, just quickly run down a list of everything that happened to Lesnar all in a row in order to keep him down for 5 minutes.
Lesnar got fucked up.
Yeah.
So, this is not even considering that he's already taken one AA earlier in the match.
And this is about 10, 11 minutes into the match at this point.
Yeah. He gets 3 AAs in a row. Then he gets curb stomped. Then he gets tackled through the guardrail into the timekeeper's booth. Then he gets thrown into the stairs. And then he gets the stairs thrown into him. And then he gets Seth Rollins off the top rope, elbow dropping him through the Spanish announce table.
Yeah.
Breaking his rib, according to JBL.
Yeah. This was what really got me, is that, watching Lesnar be the unstoppable machine has never made me interested before, but the way they did it with this one, the fact that he was constantly trying to get up. He was getting up, he was going, getting knocked down. Getting up, going, getting knocked down. And you could see him starting to wear down, and you could see him becoming more and more tired, but he kept trying to go. I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
He's working his ass off.
Going back to last year's Rumble, starting with his match against Big Show.
That wasn't a match.
Starting with his thing against Big Show.
That's better.
With the exception of his match against Cena, none of the unstoppable machine Brock Lesnar, no one's come close to stopping him. It's just been, he's ran through everyone. He ran through Big Show. He ran through Taker. He ran through Cena. In this match, he started off dominant, but then they started piling stuff at him, and he just kept going and going. He was the Brockergizer bunny.
The Brockergizer.
I hope there's a meme hidden somewhere in the internet. I want to find it.
If we had fans, it would be. Already.
Yeah. Already, even though
Yeah.
we're still in the recording process.
Yep.
Yeah.
There'd be people out the window listening in.
Yeah. But I agree.
The Brockergizer bunny.
That whole... The whole beatdown on Lesnar for that point, for it to just go down to Rollins versus Cena. And then Rollins and Cena fucking kept the pace going. They didn't slow down for shit. They were were still going at it.
And, okay, to me, the point where the 3FUs and the curb stomp, that's when this match really started to me.
That's definitely where it picked up.
Because before that, they were hitting each other with big move, big move, big move, big move. But it still felt like they're opening shots.
Mm-hmm.
Then once everyone was down, Brock got outside, and they started throwing all this shit directly at Lesnar. That's when it was like, okay, all the explosions have gone off, the battle's calmed a little bit, and now they're going to start fighting. Yeah. And that's when they really got to telling a story.
Yeah, and it was at that point because, when we did our predictions last week, I said that there's very little chance that any combination of these three guys is going to team up to try and go after the other one. But to have the unlikely alliance of Rollins and Cena to take out Lesnar
double suplexed him
was really interesting. Out of the combinations they could have made, that's probably the last one I would have expected, especially with how much of a douche Rollins has been to both of them.
Yeah.
It's honestly the only one I expected.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I'm fairly certain I said something about it last week. But
I think you might have.
You need to watch our videos more.
yeah. Host.
Yeah. But yeah, I really appreciated this match, and I give it an A.
Yeah. Oh, I gave it an A.
It's
By quite a bit. The big one for me that really set it off was Cena reaching for diversity.
yes.
Yeah.
He used a sit-out Michinoku driver, and he used a pop-up powerbomb. Spots that Cena definitely doesn't frequently use.
Yeah.
But Seth would one up every spot in the match with a fucking Phoenix Splash.
Yeah, my only thing was I wish he would have pulled Cena slightly closer to the rope.
Yeah.
He did have quite a distance to go for a move that doesn't give you a lot of distance.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, he cleared almost the whole way.
Oh yeah.
He just only ended up basically headbutting Cena.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just all shoulders.
But, I mean, fucking Phoenix Headbutt. That's a cool move.
Yeah, I was super impressed with it, and then that was the perfect opening for Lesnar to come in and just fucking.
First ever German suplex out of nowhere.
And what I liked about that, it was a total deadlift German suplex
Yeah.
because he pulled Rollins off the pin into a German suplex.
Yeah, it was very very well done. I was.
The other good spot that I really appreciated was actually fairly early on in the match, where Lesnar hits Rollins with an F5, but as Rollins springboards and Lesnar caught him for the F5,
Oh,
and
fuck
Lesnar
yeah.
Lesnar caught him, almost fell but recovered.
Yeah, he
And
like
to me, that was like you just caught, almost fell but still recovered with like a 230-pound thing on your shoulders.
yeah. No, and like I said in part one, I was self-commentating to myself, and when he did that, I was like,
Goodness to other people. Yeah.
yeah, I was self-commentating to myself. Yeah, when he did that, I was
Can
like,
you not say the to myself part? Like, is that
I was
possible?
self-commentating to myself.
He can't not say
Nope.
Yeah.
It's a combo pack, man. You can't get one. You gotta buy them both. No, I when that happened, I was like, good on you, bro. That was a great fucking save. Like, he was so close to losing it, but he pulled it out and then hit that F5 with fucking authority. The there's a hat now.
But yeah, I mean the match was good. We had a spot. I was almost thinking that Rollins was gonna win it. Because
thought
he
every
whacked-
single one of them had a
He
chance.
whacks Lesnar twice.
Oh,
with the briefcase,
with the briefcase.
and then he sets Lesnar's head on the briefcase.
Yeah.
And he's getting ready to go for the curb stomp, and I'm like, holy shit, they're gonna give it to Rollins.
Yeah.
And then Lesnar gets up and catches him out of the curb stomp for the F5.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I there were multiple times where I thought each one of them was going to take it.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar wins in the end, so he is champion
Which,
for
you know,
now.
I was all for it because I said last week I wanted Lesnar to win so that Daniel Bryan could go and face him. So, you know, Lesnar won. I was pumped going into the Royal Rumble.
Yep. Then we got into the Royal Rumble.
How often do you get the combination of words, Lesnar won and I was pumped?
Not very often.
No, not since 2003.
Yeah. But yeah, Royal Rumble happened.
Yeah.
I mean, Jiminy Christmas, so much, so many little fun things happen in the Rumble.
you know, let's talk about the biggest thing in the Royal Rumble.
Big Show?
No,
That was like the biggest thing in the Royal Rumble.
the biggest thing to happen in the Rumble.
Roman Reigns won?
No.
Well, generally the biggest thing in the Rumble is the end, like the finish is the biggest thing.
No.
Surprise appearance by The Rock.
No.
Bray Wyatt eliminated Sin Cara?
No. Bubba Ray Dudley in his very first Royal Rumble
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, talk about Bubba Ray Dudley has not appeared in a WWE ring since 2005.
Yeah. That's a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for him to show up number 3, like, right off the bat, we opened up with Miz and R-Truth, which I was like, okay, you know, these two know each other pretty well. They can.
Oh, I thought it was Miz and really skinny Devon.
Yeah, Devon's got a rap gimmick now.
The only thing I would have preferred
was Arvon.
at the time of seeing these two come out first is if it was Miz and Mizdow to start.
Yeah.
That was my initial thought.
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, with R-Truth coming out and then Bubba fucking Ray Dudley, which a lot of
Ray
times,
Dudley did not deserve it, but Bubba fucked him anyway.
well, you know, that's what happens when your name's Bubba.
You just fuck anything.
Yeah.
Especially Ray Dudley.
But, like, a lot of times when old superstars come back, their music hits, and it'll sometimes take me a second to, like, register. Like, oh, that, you know, that's familiar. Who is that? But no, as soon as
For me, when it hit,
I actually had a moment where I completely forgot the rules of the Royal Rumble, and that's just the Dudley Boys music.
you just wanted both the Dudley boys coming
I
out.
was like, the Dudleys! Oh, yeah!
You one at a time.
Okay.
For me, like, I knew the music, but I thought I was dreaming. I was like, no, it's. And then he walked out full retro Dudley with the whole camo, the glasses.
Yeah.
He was like back in character. I was
Well,
like,
what got
fucking
me
way.
was initially in my head, the music starts to go, alright, who's using the Dudley's theme song?
Oh.
And then all of a sudden it clicked into my head, they're in Philly, the home of ECW.
Yeah.
Okay. We have to pause, because random tangent I just thought of.
Okay.
Vince Russo sent out a tweet regarding tonight's Raw, saying, why are they recapping the Royal Rumble when they can just have a live reenactment of the Royal Rumble where Damien Mizdow plays all the parts?
That's the best idea Vince Russo's had since Undertaker and Kane.
Yeah. Okay, unpause.
Yeah, we knew that there had to be somebody from ECW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was honestly one of the last people I would have expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just hoping, especially after listening to his post-Rumble comments,
Saying that he was home and that he belongs in WWE.
we're going to have more of the Dudleys, if not just, even if it's just Bubba.
If
I'm
it's
cool with
just Bubba, I would really like. WWE won't let him go full on. But if he turned heel and had a similar to his Bully Ray gimmick.
Yeah.
Yeah, another honorable mention, the Boogeyman.
Oh, one thing I wanted to mention about Bubba Ray and R-Truth doing the was up. Why didn't they fucking say it?
It was implied.
I know, but R-Truth's catchphrase is "What's up?"
And Bubba's usually the one that goes, "What up?"
Yeah.
And then
I almost have a feeling he did, like Bubba said it, but they weren't at the right camera angle.
R-Truth was just like, "What?"
Why are you sticking your tongue out? It's inappropriate. You're holding his legs up.
Bro, that's my catchphrase. Headbutt. Yeah.
So I just want.
But yeah, and then we got the 3D.
Yeah, the 3D after the Truth get the table, which I thought was gonna be Truth. I thought Truth was gonna go over to like start getting, and Bubba was just gonna go dump him.
Yeah, just dump over the top. And we were hoping to get Devon, and we didn't. We had the Wyatt family out at that point.
Yeah, Harper and Wyatt came out. They ended up getting rid of Bubba.
Still no Devon, sadly.
Yeah, Rowan came out illegally.
Attacked Curtis Axel.
Apparently took his spot because he still ended up, even though he wasn't in the Rumble legally, he left after he got thrown over the top rope.
Yeah.
Which
him and Harper both got eliminated at the same time.
Yeah.
And that left Bray Wyatt in the ring by himself, which brought out the Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I liked seeing the Boogeyman.
Yeah, for me personally,
for this spot, like a little comedy spot with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah,
Cool.
For me personally, I enjoyed the entire grouping of the people in the Rumble. It was there was a lot of different people, and I appreciated, like you said, just kind of a random like, hey, the Boogeyman's back. He did the whole thing at Halloween where he scared people at WWE headquarters and stuff like that. So to have him do a guest spot in the Rumble makes sense because he's been kind of in and out for the last couple of months.
Yeah.
And him and Wyatt trying to one up like who's scarier was kind of funny.
I was a little let down that he didn't bring out Worms.
Yeah.
They probably don't want to get into lawsuits from PETA.
Yeah.
They're already
They did it for
People who eat and torture
months.
animals.
Yeah, but that was years ago.
That was before the PG era, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My deal is I really wanted, like, me and my friend
Should
were
have
watching.
gummy worms.
Is that like we were like, oh, Boogeyman's gonna like pull a bunch of worms out and then get ready to eat the worms, and then Bray Wyatt's gonna pull the worms out of his hand and eat the worms, and freak
That would
out
have
the
been
Boogeyman.
That would have been great.
Or Boogeyman's gonna start eating the worms and then get the Sister Abigail with a mouthful of worms.
Or like they each grab the worms, a handful of worms, and eat them, and they do the whole Lady of the Tramp thing. Because one of the worms is
Super fucking long.
it's a night crawler.
So yeah, so then
He gets clotheslined and dumped out.
And
Yeah,
then they
pretty
get close
fast.
and Bray Wyatt headbutts him.
Wyatt went on a little rampage there because he knocked out Harper, and then he knocked out Boogeyman, he knocked out Sin Cara. Zack Ryder returned.
Zack Ryder.
Yeah, Zack Ryder had his time to shine.
Hit the broski boot, then got eliminated.
and then Bray Wyatt's,
I feel like Bray really likes Ryder. Like, personally. Because, like, person to person backstage, I feel like they get along. Because Bray really lets Ryder come out in full force.
he does.
Yeah.
And I think that's
I
why
feel
he's
like
like,
a
you know
lot
what,
of
I'm
people
gonna
do
give you a broski boot. You can do that.
I just feel like a lot of people really like Ryder because I feel like Rusev does the same thing. Like when Rusev is doing his squash matches, it always seems like Zack Ryder gets the most offense.
Yeah.
And then like Heath Slater is number 2.
Yeah, I think everyone understands that despite him not getting much of a spot on the main roster, everyone's like, okay, Zack works really hard.
Yeah.
And if this is all he's going to get, let's give him the most we possibly can.
Which is why I just want to see like a Superstars match where I know like Zack Ryder is going to go against Cesaro.
Ooh.
Because Cesaro to me is the king of, even if he's going to win, he's the king of letting you get your shit in.
Yeah.
Why can't Ryder and Slater be the new comedy tag team?
Please.
Team Slider. I don't know.
Slater.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan comes in next.
Yeah, Wyatt has gone on his tirade, and he's like, I can eliminate anybody. It's only going to take me about half a minute. And then he gets
Daniel Bryan
Bryan
comes out, and he's in full fuck you mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of 3 drop kicks in the corner, he got 4. Yeah, Daniel Bryan was not fucking around.
He did a Frankensteiner. Like,
That scared me.
Yeah.
That scared me so bad.
Here's what I love about Bryan coming out full force, doing the drop kicks in the corner, doing the Frankensteiner, all this. It felt like watching someone walk a tightrope.
Yeah.
Like, every move he hit seemed like he could eliminate himself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The drop kicks he does, like, I'm waiting for, like, there's so much potential for him to get so high.
Yeah.
That he, like, hits the person, hits the top rope, and then rolls
Well,
out.
I was
I'm
just
like,
expecting
no.
Bray to, like, duck.
Yeah, and just fucking fly over the top rope.
Well, that was my thinking of it though too. Is like he does like a bunch of drop kicks, and then he sets Wyatt up on the top rope, and goes up to the Frankensteiner. And I'm going, okay, if you set Wyatt on the top rope, why didn't you just then shove him over the rope? Like he was up there. You should have just pushed him.
That would have been hilarious to do if, like, they were going for the spot, and Bryan's like, okay, Frankensteiner, okay, put me up. And he does, and he just fucking...
He sets up Wyatt and just... Fuck!
You
said Frankensteiner!
We got some random entries in between. Stardust and Fandango.
Yep.
But then
Tyson Kidd
Yeah, it was.
in one of the intervals.
Yeah, it was.
yeah, it was
Here, you know what? I have.
Fandango, Stardust, Tyson. No, Fandango, Tyson Kidd,
Fandango.
Stardust, and then the shocker for me, the one that I went completely marked out for, like a school child, the master of the diamond cutter, DDP,
Bang!
the 58-year-old yogi.
Holy shit! The
Friggin'
dude's almost
came in.
59 years old, and the motherfucker's in the Royal Rumble.
Diamond Cutter Stardust, Diamond Cutter's Fandango, Diamond
Off the
Cutter's
top
Bray
rope.
Wyatt,
Not off the top rope.
No,
And-
Fandango got the top rope.
and then Rusev's music hits, and he goes in the corner and goes,
And DDP's
fuck.
like, oh, no.
but give it credit to DDP, because he immediately goes after Rusev,
Yeah.
Yeah.
gets kicked in the face and tossed over the top rope. Gets eliminated.
Yeah.
And then Rusev and Wyatt start kicking ass until Daniel Bryan comes back in.
Yeah, they mentioned it. I caught it the second time I watched the Rumble. They mentioned it, or King, I think, is the one that mentions it. Is he says that he thinks he saw that Wyatt and Rusev made a little verbal agreement to work together in the Rumble to make it to the end. And to me, it makes sense because you do see a lot of the Rumble where Wyatt and Rusev are working together.
Yeah. Well, they do kind of realize that at that point in time, they are the biggest, most destructive forces in the Rumble, and they know that they each have their own chance. So that's a fucking scary team.
Yeah.
I would not want to be across the ring from Rusev and Wyatt.
Yeah.
I can feel my anger building at this point.
All right.
Goldust will come in and attempt. First off, the first thing you go for in a Royal Rumble should not be a move where you tie the person up in the corner, because immediately he's going to try and shatter dreams Bray Wyatt before he does anything else.
Yeah.
And then we get the thing that I thought was going to be a much bigger point than it was, where we get Stardust attempts to eliminate Goldust.
Yeah.
And all it really did was Goldust got in and bitch slapped Stardust.
Don't do that.
That was it. And then we get Rusev tosses Daniel Bryan over the top rope. Daniel Bryan catches himself on the apron. And then Rusev runs at him. And Daniel Bryan reverses Rusev's attack. But then, like I said, they have a little pack going on. So Bray Wyatt then charges and knocks Daniel Bryan off the apron.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan eliminated from the Royal Rumble
This got me
after
really...
only being in for
Yeah.
8 minutes.
This got me heated.
For the record, I'm not trying to cuddle.
I'm
getting myself out of blast radius.
This just...
No.
I was so...
You're literally feeding me to the wolf.